Hello. I'm gonna make this one quick because who really wants to watch a really long video anyway? The reason why I wanted to get on here and talk today was because something came to my attention, like the repeating pattern from people in my life. I've been called self-absorbed. Hi, darling. I've been called self-absorbed and full of myself for just about every person I've ever been in a relationship with, which is funny why you're here, darling, that you're here. I know you are, yes. Oh, now they know you are too. But anyway, I've been called self-absorbed by every person I've ever been in a relationship with, and I used to think it was like a really bad thing, and I used to get really down on myself, like, why are you so into yourself? And I think that it's actually a good thing, because if I'm into myself, then that means, and I'm full of myself, then that means I'm not full of what other people think of me, and I'm not full of other people's judgments. I can build myself up, and I have self-confidence, and yeah, I'm the kind of person that, like, I get really, what's the word? It's not jealous, but I get really concerned about what other people are doing. Like my partner right now is in the other room. He's been playing Fortnite for a couple of hours, which is totally fine. I don't even mind that he's even doing that, because I have found something else to do, something for myself to do, which is take care of my baby and this video. So that's what I choose to do, and that's basically what I've had to do with myself, concerning myself with other people. I'm always like, man, they're not doing what I want them to do, because people and humans are so unpredictable. That person doesn't know what I want them to do, because of course they're not a mind reader, and also they've had their own life and everything else that they've accomplished and done before me, and like, how are they gonna know what I want them to do, and why would they do what I want them to do when shouldn't they do what they want to do? It makes more sense to me. So, and I'm sitting here wondering about why these people are doing what it is that they want to do. It's like, why don't I just do what I want to do? Why don't I just be full of myself too? Why don't I just be self-absorbed? Because if I'm self-absorbed, then that means that I'm full of love and light, and full of my own things that I can do. Because I'm also a wonderful, lovely person, and I deserve all of the greatness and things too. But it's just something I thought about. Like, why can't we just be okay to be self-absorbed, and it be okay that we are just into ourselves? Because if I'm into myself, then that means that I'm not being judgmental to myself. I mean, sometimes I am, let's be honest. I'm working on it. It's definitely... I am not enlightened. I'm working on it. Definitely, I'm working on it. I'm working toward it. But it's a journey, like I was talking about in my video yesterday. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Like, all of a sudden, boom. Okay, I get it all. It's more like, oh, okay. I think it's like uncovering. It's like a coming back to. It's a returning. It is. We all are. We're just returning back to what we once were, which is funny, because I did want to talk about that too. I find that nowadays I'm just doing everything that I used to do as a child. I loved to run. I remember I asked my parents, this is so silly. It's not silly. Okay. I remember I asked my parents if I could be on the track team, because I really loved to run, and they said, oh, you never run, blah, 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 blah. Yes, each day does allow more light to share. But anyway, they were like, you never run, you don't even know. And I'm like, but you don't know, because every morning after they would leave in the summertime, I would run around my block, and I would go swim in our pool, and I would take just, like, I used to exercise. I was crazy about exercising and running and being active. But whenever they saw me just kind of like sitting like a lump on a log, because I was really depressed when they were around. And I just remember, like, man, I just always wanted to run, like, for my team. And that's okay. Like, nowadays, my partner and I were discussing earlier that we should run together, like cross-country run and run on tracks in the woods and barefoot and things like that. And I don't know, it's just getting back to that. I also loved writing. I definitely an avid writer. I had tons of notebooks filled with my writing, and they're all gone now. I don't know if they're still gone, but I don't have them I don't have them anymore. But that's why, like, it's so interesting that I write. I write so much. I write often, and I write deliberately. And I'm writing a book. I am writing a book. It sounds good to say, like, oh wow, I'm writing a book. Oh, thanks, darling, you make me smile. It's like weird. It's like, wow, like I'm doing it. I'm finally putting, I don't want to say pen to paper, because with all of our modern technology and things, like, it's really great that I can just be writing a book. And I don't know, everybody can write a book. I think everybody contains a book within them. The very first book, okay, I've written a couple of books, like, here and there, but, like, my very first book, the one that I'm currently writing right now, is for my pregnant mamas and for people wanting to influence their birth. And then my next book after that will be the book that I think a lot of people want to read from me. The book of my life, my memoirs, and things that I've gone through. I don't know. It's just something. It's just something to do, I guess. Hi, Mike. I remember. But yeah. So being full of yourself is a good thing. Be full of yourself. Be concerned with yourself. Because, like, that's another thing, too. Be concerned with yourself. Because if you're always gossiping or, oh my gosh, so-and-so's got a gray shirt. So-and-so does not have a gray shirt. They totally do. Okay, who cares? Man, like, what are you doing with your life? How are you bettering your circumstances? How are you putting yourself where you want to be? When we're concerned with other people, we lose the concentration of ourselves, and then we become a fractured individual. And we were walking around, all these broken people, all these fractured and fragmented people commenting on other people, and it's like, but wait, like, everyone's like, love me, but it's like, do you love yourself? Are you concerned with yourself, or are you looking outwhere? Are you outside? Are you looking for somebody else to fulfill you? And it's like, I don't know, you have to care about yourself. You have to care about yourself. You have to concern yourself with yourself. And you have to do with yourself. Like, just deal with you. And you, like me, I'm not a scary person. I was really afraid of who I was, because as a woman you're taught, keep your legs closed. None of that hush up kind of stuff. But it's like, am I scary? Like, keep your legs closed. Like, oh my God, is my vagina, like, horrible? Like, oh no. Constantly covered up and making flowery smelling. Like, what is this? But it's like, it's not scary. I'm not scary. I'm not a scary person. And I bet each individual and each human out there is not a scary person. I believe that all humans are inherently good. Every single one of us. Every single one of us was born in a womb that, like, I just believe the best out of everybody and the best out of everything. And I don't know. I just think it's a good thing. What do you say? Yeah, at 12, you don't know who you are. You have no idea who you are. And the whole world tells you to shut up and to be quiet and to sit down and to stop. And it's like, how are you supposed to be? How can you grow into yourself? Thank you. How are you supposed to grow into yourself when the whole world constantly berates you and tells you everything is wrong? Like, I grew up in this world. This is my hair. But when I grew up in the 90s and the 80s, like, you had to be really skinny, and, like, I have curves. I'm a thin individual, but I have lots of curves, and, like, my body didn't match the shape, and my hair didn't match the shape, and my skin didn't match the shape. But as I'm growing up now, and I realize I'm just beautiful as I am, and this is how my hair grows, and I love it, and I love the way that my hair is right now. She is skinny. Well, I mean, it's up to her. I don't know her. She's freaking out about being skinny. It's everybody's journey. It is. And I don't know the best way to support her in her journey. Maybe, like, whatever she wants to do, just be like, all right, like, what do you like to do? I don't know, Dad, I like bees. Bees, great. You go find a beekeeper, you buy her all the books about bees, you buy her a bee costume for Halloween, you buy her all the movies, you take her to go see bees, and you set up a bee hive in the backyard. Like, do it. Like, whatever her passions are, find them and help her choose them and help her follow the passions. Whatever it is, no matter how silly it is. And as a parent, it's our job to guide. It's not our job to lord. And it takes a large letting go. And it's like, even though our children are going to do things in their own way, however it is that they, like, feel that they need to, it's important to just let them do it their own way and make decisions on their own, and then to support those decisions, no matter what it is. Even if it's like, Dad, I want to wear poop on my head for the next week. You know what? Do it. I support you. Would you like some of my poop? Would you like me to catch your poop? I don't know. But it's important, whatever they decide, to support them, because that builds confidence. And when you have confidence in yourself, you start to love yourself. You start to care about yourself. But it's like when kids are little, we're like, shh, be quiet, sit down, don't do that, cut it out. And we silence their voices at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever age. And so do we think that they're magically going to find it at 18, 19, or 20? Or do we find that when our 18, 19-year-olds go and get out into the world, they start drinking and, start losing, like, doing horrible behaviors, and they go on, like, a big journey to try and find themselves because they never made any of their own decisions before that previously. So it's like, how do you keep their voice open? How do you allow for that free-flowing communication? And that's one of the ways to do it, is to support their decision no matter what it is, and to just say, I love you, and when you don't understand and you don't know, or things get heated and tough, like, sometimes kids get attitudes. I get attitudes, okay? Everybody gets attitudes. But instead of sinking down to their level, you just look at them and you say, look, breathe. And you say, I can see that you're having a hard time right now. Come on, bring it in. And just give them a big old hug. And I've noticed this, I do this with my 9-year-old. I noticed that, like, everything changes. Because instead I could be like, go to your room, you're taking away your iPad, and stuff like that. And it's like you're withholding love. It's like, I'm here and you love this item, but I'm going to take it away from you. That doesn't make any kind of sense. Like, no, I'm trying to help you. Oh, it's like, no, I'm trying to help you and give you love, but instead I'm taking away love. Like, I don't understand punishments. I never understood them when I was a kid, and I don't do them with my own son. But, these are just some thoughts that I've accumulated after doing lots of research on the subject and wanting to keep an open communication between myself and my son. And I noticed that the more that I just leave him alone, even though, like, some days he will literally sit on his iPad all day and I just want to connect with him. But, like, I say things like, hey, son, like, let's play a game. You want to play a game with me? And if he says no, then it's no. And that's okay. Well, good, I'm glad. And that's okay if he says no, because that's his decision. And again, like, no, you better get off your iPad right now and come play with me. Like, what is that point? So it's like, no, I'm forcing you to spend time with me, so now you loathe this. And now it's like a forced kind of thing. Like, that's not what we're trying to get through as parents. That's not what we're trying to be about. We want to love, and we want to allow, like, think about how you were as a child. Think about what you really wanted as a child. I find that, like, my best parenting decisions come from that. I remember being a kid and just feeling so alone and so, like, hated, and I was like, do these people even like me? Like, I want to go home! Shouting to, like, God or the great vastness out there. And so it's like, when I grew up and I started having my own children, I noticed, like, I did, because I was drinking. Oh my God, I drank so much. But I was drinking, like, so much every day, all day, and, just reacting from this place of hurt within me. And then I was projecting all these things onto my son, and I was just like, wow, like, I need to stop this. He's going to remember soon, And I can't have it be like this. And so I made changes. I made a lot of changes. I'm sober, yeah. And it just, I'm clear-headed, and I started falling in love with me. And again, see, circle back to me. Bring it back to me. I am so self-absorbed. I am so into myself. Hell yeah, I am. Because if I'm gonna be, I am a success, but if I'm gonna continue to be successful, I need to be full of myself, and I need to be concerned with myself, and I need to do myself. And what better way than to make myself a better person? Not like, oh, I'm better than Susie Q over there. I don't care about, it's not that I don't care about Susie Q, but it's like I can't be concerned with what she's up to. I can't be concerned about what clothes I'm wearing or how they compare to the next person, but I can compare myself to who I used to be, to what I used to do. And in relationships, like I got in a relationship with a really great person, and I love him to pieces. And I was just I felt like I was a terrible person. And I was like, dude, this guy's gonna leave me if I keep acting like this. So I made some changes because he's super cute and I love him, and we have a family now, and I want to continue that. Bye! Thank you for sharing and we had a nice sharing thing. But I'll see you later. I have to get off this thing anyway. But yeah, so be full of yourself, and to foster communication between the children, just let them be. Just let them be. And yeah, I think that we can start a whole new paradigm. I don't know, we're in a new paradigm, and everything is so different now, and everything is just love. And I think that the more that we remember that it's just love, that the more lovely it will be. And so yeah, that's what I've got to share today. And thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. I believe that I'm going to just start a YouTube channel, because I think that that's just makes sense to do it from here. But okay, this is long enough. Thank you for watching. I love you. Bye-bye. And then you hit this button, and then end live video.